2022 was a year when I did a lot of consulting for these people, but tended to repeat the same things over and over again. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you the things that I repeated all the time and give you a little bit of context around them. And there's some lessons in there, I believe, for all of us when it comes to business building, okay? The number one piece of advice I gave throughout 2022, also for the years before as well, was on price. When I got to Australia this time, it's easy, the boiling frog in the water principle really applies to pricing. When you're in it, you don't recognize how low your prices are relative to everything else. Like when I came into Australia, I saw how much prices had gone up in Australia, but my understanding would be that most people haven't increased their own prices to compensate for that. So you got to put your prices up. You've got to put your prices up. Now, if you are in a market segment or in a product category that you believe is price sensitive, I would still encourage you to put yourself absolutely at the top end of that marketplace, given you've got a great product, of course. You want to be in the top 10% of the prices. It's difficult to make money if you're not charging enough of it, So put your prices up. Price is too low, got to put your prices up. I saw a lot of people betting the farm, like they would have, a budget of, let's say, $10,000, and they would put that entire $10,000 into one new product idea. They're betting everything they had. All their liquid capital would be bet on that one product idea, which is cool. I love the sense of we've got to make it work that goes along with that. But it's also smart business not to bet the farm. You want to keep some gunpowder in the barrel so that if it doesn't work for whatever reason, there's lots and lots of reasons that things don't work. If it doesn't work, you're not wiped out. You live to fight another day, okay? When you have got a great idea, this is going to make us billions. It's the next new thing. It's going to be awesome, which I hear all the time. Try and get some people to order it when it doesn't exist. In some way, shape, or form, create a way for people to demonstrate that they are genuinely interested in the product before you take it to market. So if you can get 5 people to pre-order, that will give you a really, really good sense that you've got something great to go to market. A very, very good mate of mine who's in San Francisco told me that one of the most important reasons that they try and raise capital for business ideas is because if they do raise capital for a business idea, it's validation that the business idea is good, okay? And I think it's the same for kind of anything that we're doing. You want to look to try and get some people to buy your new idea before you invest shitloads of money in bringing it to market. That doesn't apply if you're just selling another version of the same thing, another freaking vitamin C pill, you know what I mean? You already know there's a market for that. But when you're selling something brand new, not been done before, you've got to make sure that people actually want what you want to sell. And the only way to know that for sure is when they'll buy it. Not when they tell you they'll buy it, but when they will buy it. I saw a lot of entrepreneurial busyness masquerading as entrepreneurship, when really the thing that you want to focus on when you are getting started in your entrepreneurial journey, the thing you've got to do is sell something. That's what you've got to do. That's the only thing that actually makes money, is selling something, okay? So everything else ought to be put aside until that has been done. And specifically things like creating a organizational structure for your company. Great. But really, sell something. Creating a accounting system for your business when you don't even have a sale is kind of nuts. Okay, so first things first, sell something, and then do everything else after that. That's absolutely the best way of approaching it. This may not apply to you specifically if you're selling on Amazon only, but as soon as you start selling on places like Shopify and you start to have a lot more control of your customers, you will, without a doubt, find that there will be some customers who will be your biggest headache. They'll be the ones that complain that it's never right, that it doesn't arrive quick enough, that it's just, and there'll be the people who serially ask for a refund on some things. You just want to get rid of those people. Let some other company have them as customers. You don't want to be with that. So for instance, in AOE, for instance, if somebody orders one of our training courses and then asks for a refund, no problems at all. If somebody orders another one of our training companies, training programs, and then asks for a refund on that, no problems at all, but now you can leave, okay? Because that's just a serial refunder. It's a serial, they look at everything, they go, okay, I've watched everything, now I'm gonna ask for my money back. Great, go and do that with somebody else, okay? You don't wanna have those kind of people in your business. It takes up too much headspace. Much better to focus on the great people who are out there than the kind of shitty customers out there. Let some other company have them. Same in your business too, okay? Life's too short. Lots of times, business ideas or business products look like they will work. And this is when you start having multiple different products in your company, okay? So one specific example, there was a company, or is a company, that I was consulting with, and we looked at all their product range, and we did like a cost of acquisition for those products that they sold versus the lifetime value of the customer for that particular product. And it became pretty obvious that really they sold like 22, 23, whatever it was, products. But in reality, only like 14 of the products made money. The other products were all being subsidized by the profitable ones because the lifetime value versus the cost of acquisition didn't stack up. So let me give you an example of what that might be. Lifetime value of a vitamin supplement may be $200, but the customer acquisition cost maybe $250. So every single time you acquire a customer, you lose $50 under that kind of guise, okay? Really interesting thing to look at in your business. And so it just meant that everything else in the business was subsidizing that. So we just got rid of those products and instantly the business became far more profitable, okay? Business doesn't work unless the numbers work. This is going to be, for me, a massive focus in 2023. I am shifting everything up in Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. New training program is now completely shot. And those people in Inner Circle have already been privy to 90% of it. I don't want to work with people who sell crap anymore. I'm just not interested in that. I'm not in a position where I have to work with anybody. I'm very fortunate with what I've done. If people are just interested in selling shit, I don't want to be their coach. I don't want to mentor them. They can go and get somebody else, okay? And I've seen this in businesses too. So I believe now more than ever, it's important to sell great quality products to great quality people. I think that's the recipe for long-term success. So selling crap, just any old crap, ain't going to work anymore. It hasn't worked for a while, but it ain't going to work anymore, okay? That leads me to pursuing something with passion. I spoke to a very, very intelligent CEO at the latter part of last year who spent 30 minutes telling me all about this new product category that he was interested in getting into. And it was very, very obvious to me that whilst the idea itself was interesting, he had zero interest himself in it over and above a financial interest. Okay. Now, I will tell you from experience that financial interest in something will only get you so far. You have to be interested in it outside of just a financial interest, because building a business is hard. Starting a new product line is tough. There's a lot to do. And the financial motivation very, very quickly wanes when sales don't come in. And they won't to begin with, not usually. They do later, of course. But usually to begin with, things start slow. Okay. So that financial motivation dies. And then what are you left with? Nothing. You're left with nothing. So better to sell something that you are actually passionate about, something that you feel adds value to other people. That is sustainable. That's a better way of approaching it. Okay. Second to last one. Lots of people think that what they are selling is one thing, but in actuality, it's just the same old thing. Okay. It's just the same old thing. So this isn't something new. It's just the same thing that's been pre-packaged up. Okay. Give an example of that. There is on TikTok right now, there's a massive trend towards something called arc drops. So that's a big product category. I can show you those later if you like. Arc drops. And all they are is fishermen's friends that have been basically, like, instead of being in a lozenge form, it's just in a liquid form. And you know that kind of intense, like, opening up of the airways that you get with fisherman's friends. Hopefully you know what a fisherman's friend is. Well, it's the same thing, but just in liquid format. Okay. Massive thing on TikTok right now. This is very, very common to see it all the time. It's not something new. It's the same old thing, just done differently. Okay. And this you'll see time and time again. I see it all the time. Anyway, next. Last one, and maybe you're not at this point. So again, I'm aware that, you know, my consulting clients are doing different things, and maybe you don't have any employees yet, but maybe you have a virtual assistant. Okay, maybe you have a virtual assistant, or you're thinking about getting a virtual assistant. So when most people think about getting a virtual assistant, they have this litany of things they want their virtual assistant to do. Everything from SEO to doing Facebook ads for them, to Google AdWords, to images, to video production, like everything. Okay. You're a superhuman virtual assistant. And the reality is that most people have got a very, very narrow focus of expertise, myself included. You've got a very, very narrow focus of expertise. So if you are asking a cat to bark, then it's not going to go well. Like, the cat doesn't like it, the dog doesn't like it, you're not happy either. Okay, so you've got to find out what people are good at and get them to do that. Don't try and get them to do something that they're not good at doing. And I saw this heaps with bosses who'd be really pissed off at their employees because they had employed their employee to do A, and then as their business developed and grew, they tried to get them to do B. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. You just got to either employ somebody to do, well, you've got to just employ somebody to do B. That's what you've got to do. Okay. Anyway, so that was my kind of top 10 things that I find myself repeating on over and over again.
That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of over 2,500 e-commerce professionals right around the world. We're the fastest growing e-commerce community right here in Australia, for instance, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is in the description. I will see you on the next video. Until then, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.